All right, thank you everybody for joining us. We're so excited, right?
Yes, very much so.
Really, really long time. We're gonna get into excusing ourselves as to why it took so long, and we're gonna get everybody excited as to what's coming. So the influencers on Instagram have asked everyone to submit questions. So we have questions from the people. We're gonna try to answer them as best as we could. All right, go ahead.
I'll moderate. And some questions were really based off of Chanale, and some were more for Chaim. So we'll just kind of switch on and off.
Okay,
First question.
Can I just say before we start?
Yeah.
I am so excited because every project is like a baby being born, and this is literally like 2 babies being born, but like really, like the whole theme totally works for me. Like a pregnancy, waiting for the video to come out. Finally it comes out and it's worth the wait, and you forget the pregnancy and you're just excited.
I was just gonna say, so that's the good part. The good part is that it was one of those things where as it kept going, you're like, oh, it's pretty good, it's really good, as opposed to and it's happened before, we're like, how do we fix it? How do we make it better? And this one. So that's the really good news. All right, so what do we have?
So question 1, we'll ask for Chanale. How did you get involved with Bracha? What was the process like from kind of the first Bracha to the continuation? What was that like?
Okay, so if I remember correctly, I lived on top of Albany Bakery, and I bumped into you in Albany Bakery, and you asked me if I would look over the Mitzvah Boulevard scripts. I think the Mitzvah Boulevards were in production at the time. So I said, sure. And then you said, we're also thinking of doing a video series just for girls. Is that something that you'd like to get involved in? And I was like, yeah.
Wow, that's really a long time ago. That's almost 10 years ago.
More.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Wow.
And then
okay.
there was never like a confusion what we were doing. Like everything was just yes. Okay, we're making our cartoon. It's a half an hour. We're calling it Bella Bracha. Bella Bracha goes to a wedding. It's music and video, and then like just yeses.
Right. We had done Wonders of Hashem. So we did Mitzvah Boulevard, and then we were like, okay, I'm going to start doing this full time. We're going to do boys series, Wonders of Hashem. Then we're like, okay, we have to do something for the girls. At that time it was all DVD, so you can spend 6 months or a year on something.
Right.
And then you had put out that song.
Oh, Taking Over My Heart. Wow, that is a long time ago.
So I watched that video and I was like, she's the person, you're the person that could do what I have in my head. So lots of times I have stuff in my head and then I give it to 3-4 people and it comes back to me and I take it away or I give it whatever.
Right.
And this was, after watching that video, I was like, okay, she could write the songs, she gets the comedy part, she gets the writing part, so she would be the perfect person. So in your mind, you're thinking, he asked me, Mitzvah Boulevard to get involved. In my head, there was that, okay, she's the person
Good
that
call.
could make it happen.
Good call. Behind every great performance is a great talent scout.
Right.
Yeah,
yes.
He seeks it out, by the way.
Yeah.
So Chaim, where did you come up with the name Bella Bracha? Everybody knows it. It's something that's like on the tip of the tongue.
So I like the name Bella, but I needed to have something really like
Hamish.
Good.
Yeah.
So the 2 Bella, Bracha, and whatever. We also had a neighbor in our building whose name was Bella. So that was also
Because you don't need Bella Brachas every day. It's like a funny combination.
Right. And now there is a real Bella Bracha.
The character was animated influence on what I wrote, and I wrote based on what was animated, and it kind of just, it grew from there. So Bella Bracha was your brainchild, but I developed it, and I developed her with the script, with the music, with the characters, with my kids' voices. And, we went back and forth, and you added some of your ideas and what you thought she should be like, and I added my ideas what I thought she should be like, and then she just was born, and she was here.
Oh.
Bracha was here.
How long does it take you to write the script and songs? Do you write the script and then you write the songs, and then the script? I think also the thing is that sometimes with creative people, what I find is that the process takes a long time. And with you, you're much more straightforward. You have a job, you do it right, you do it on time. Chaim's never had any problems with like waiting for you. Right. But I'm saying, I think sometimes we have that when we hire other people.
So how long does it take to write a song?
No. Right.
How long does it take to write a song? It depends.
That was a question.
Right. It depends. It really does depend. I don't remember exactly. I don't think I broke my head over these songs. I do know for the last one now, Bella Bracha and the Twins, I spent a lot of time on the arrangements. And I wanted the music, because kids are listening to it so many times, and because parents are listening to it so many times, I wanted the music to show, number one, that I care and that I want to create something beautiful and pleasant to listen to. And number two, it just gave me like a little more, I was encouraged to be able to use my creativity and to use my skill. The script takes a few weeks and the songwriting is a little more, it flows a little more.
How long has this been going on for?
Since we wrote the script, it's been more than 3 years, but obviously it's not a full-time project. It's just kind of been there. 2 years ago, I finished up all the songs and all the recording, and and I knew that we would do much more now right before it was released. But it was worth the wait. Everyone will enjoy it, and it's okay. It's fine.
Right.
So, Chaim, what was the most challenging part of the process for you?
Yeah, all the starting and stopping. On the one hand, I feel disappointed that it took so long, but like on the other hand, in my mind, there was a point that it could never have happened, and it would have just been chaval sitting on a hard drive somewhere, wasting away.
100%, 100%. No regrets. No regrets.
That was the hardest part. The music has gotten much, 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 much better. Not criticizing Bella Bracha 1 and 2, but we have to. It is that much better. The music, the arrangements, the whole thing is that much better. So, and it's a good story, and the kids love twins.
Right.
So it's one of those things that as it moved along and as things, it got more and more exciting. So really happy, looking forward.
Next question. If you had one lesson that you would want Bella Bracha to, or the whole idea of Bella Bracha to impart, what would it be?
If I had to put in words what I hope comes through in Bella Bracha after these 3 videos, I hope that when kids watch it, they find that Yiddishkeit is joyful and fun and colorful and happy and light, and there's what to learn and ways to grow. So obviously it's not a video that's going to change anyone's life, but I think when you watch all 3 of them, you walk away with that feeling like Jewish life is fun, colorful, happy, joyful, and and nice things happen, people are good, and that kind of message.
And I would say that it's done that and more. So we don't necessarily think of it, like as being, a Rebbe in yeshiva or a guy giving a meaningful minute talk.
And that actually brings us into what's so particularly special about this video, and I get the chills when I think about it. You told me about a year ago that there was a young girl that was sick and she loved Bella Bracha. And when I hear that, I think to myself, it's amazing. I don't think about Bella Bracha, but meanwhile, there's someone sitting watching it, and it's bringing them all that happiness in whatever difficult time they're having.
So about 4 years ago, and maybe it was in 2018 even, we get a phone call from High Lifeline asking if we can. There's a little girl in the hospital. She loves Bella Bracha.
We have a daughter who has special needs, and every year we go to the High Lifeline party, and instead of just taking stuff, we also bring. So usually we would bring like DVDs.
Over the years, we've given DVDs to all the High Lifeline events, and whenever they need us, they call us. So they called us and they let us know that there's a little girl who's very sick in the hospital. She loves Bella Bracha. Is it possible that we can animate or send her a message from Bella Bracha? So right away we called you and you said, sure, I'm on it. And we actually fully personalized animation for this girl, which means we outsourced an animation for this little girl. It was probably just a 4 or 5 minute clip around.
Not even. It was just a little message.
Right, a little message, but personalized for her that we wanted to give to her. And we thought that was the end of it. She loved it, and we thought that was the end. Then I guess a couple years later, when we were talking about the twins, this name came up again, and I was like, out of the blue, I'm like, how about we name this twin after this little girl who loved Bella Bracha? So Chaim was like, sure. And I reached out to you, and you were like, I love it. What's the name? Get me the name. I love it. And we didn't even know this little girl's name. Oh, we did. Because we had it we did the video. Yes. But I said, let me ask the mother first. Ask her permission if we can do it. So I called Chai Lifeline to get his mother's contact because we never had direct contact with her. And I gave her our thoughts. What does she think? And she was so touched, so touched that we thought of it. And obviously she gave full permission to use her name. And she said, sometimes she sees herself humming songs of Bella Bracha. She just remembers the last days of her daughter's life.
Watching it over and over.
Right. And it brings such a happy memory. The Bella Bracha brings a happy memory to her, which is so beautiful that it brings out the best.
Who could take this and make this so good that the parents will be okay with them listening to it over and over and over again?
Right.
So
And
who knew that there was a whole family, Von Trapp family, going on over there that all could
everyone sing? And I'm laughing because I'm going to a wedding, like that song became like a cult classic. It's like
it's crazy.
Yeah. And by the way, and this is really nice for the audience to know, I generally, and I think most artists do that, we reach out to our closest, whoever's accessible, we use for talent. So I had a neighbor downstairs and she's 95 years old, Mrs. Mintz, and I schlepped her up here with her wheelchair, her little walker, and I was like, Mrs. Mintz, just repeat whatever I say. And that's what she did.
She's very good. She's very good.
Yeah, and she was, she didn't have that much patience. I couldn't push her too much. Right. But yeah, you generally draw from whoever's available for talent. That's why, we have Hadassah was excellent. Hadassah is a great Bella Bracha, and I'm really happy that her character, resounded with kids.
Yeah.
It's a very basic animation. A lot came through from the singing and from the content.
So a lot of the time when I discuss videos, I say this. I only realized this when I was doing the Rebbe's Neguda, where we would be listening to the music, and the music was good, or was really, really good. But when I put the music to video, it went like it was unbelievable.
Right.
So that's when I realized that they feed into each other. So the fact that the animation is only 2D, is only 2D, but the music and the vocals are so good that somebody else, you could take two videos maybe that are on the shelf in the From World and look at it and say, well, maybe the animation is a little better in this one, or they're pretty much the same. But when it comes to the actual music and soundtracks that are in Bella Bracha, it makes it not even close.
I want to know which song you think will be a hit.
From this one?
Yeah.
What's your favorite song?
No. Which song do you predict?
Okay, first of all, we're having twins. Anytime anyone has twins, I hope they're gonna be singing, we're having twins. I love the grandfather song. I hope somebody picks it up and re-records it and uses it for a camp play or for even just a proper song. I think it's such a poignant, meaningful, nice song for a Zaidi. Tali ended up singing the Zaidi song because I was like, his father sang the Zaidi song of a generation, and now his son is singing the next hopefully nice Zaidi song, and I thought that was very sweet. And
I love the brother song.
The brother song is very sweet, yes, and I think that it's nice to have a brother song for a change.
Yeah.
Also, the Hamalach HaGayel is on my Ein Bland CD. But I love that too, and I actually wrote it for Parsha time, and it was one of the Vayechi songs that was too intense for the Parsha video. So I'm glad that it ended up being in this project, and I think it provides that Hamish Jewish soulful sound that our kids recognize and love, and I hope that song becomes
I feel like this Bella Bracha is a little bit different than the other ones, where it's a little bit more of a musical. What do you think about that?
Right. So for me, it's very important that movies in general have a conflict of some sort. So in the beginning, there's this tiny little build up, what's going on? Is it twins? But then at some point, the issue of the story of having twins is such a momentous, huge, monumental occasion in a family's life. I didn't want to veer off the story. So if they have twins, we have to talk about a bris, and we have to have a family gathering, and the grandparents have to be in there, and then the friends come over, and that is what having twins is all about. So there was nowhere for the story to go where there would be like conflict. So at that point, you just embrace it. We provide Jewish entertainment for Jewish kids that they can relate to. And this is just an experience that they watch, and it takes them into a family that has twins. And that was fine. It was good enough.
Do you think we'll see a Bella Bracha 4? That's the question. Or is this the end for Bella Bracha? And I think you might have two different answers.
Listen, I think that Bella Bracha is realistically Hadassah is already too old for her character to be little Bella Bracha. Her voice has changed, obviously, like that ship has sailed. But I was actually very pleased with Sarah's performance, and I'm thinking we can do like, how you have BY Times and BY Times Junior, and like we'll have Bella Bracha and Chaya will be like the little, it'll be her series, and Hadassah will be the older sister who comes from seminary to say hello once in a while. So sure, I'll say more.
We're actually doing that. We're doing that with Wonders of Hashem. We're going to replace my older son, who was Ari, and we're going to replace him with my 4-year-old. It might take a little, 6 more months till he can accept this, but he's going to get replaced, and just hopefully nobody will notice.
I just want to add one more thing. I also thought it was really nice, and like Nechama, you're there, but you're not there. It's not like you're there, but you're not there. You're there when I need you, and I love that. And I'm very happy and grateful. I just want to tell you both, thank you very much for working with me and
thank you.
making this happen.